Hello there folks, MJ Knight here. Now as you know, Raw Down Rebound is not on Blip no more. Yes, I'm sad about this as well, but this was a decision that was made that was best for business. Let's just quickly get there. Gorgeous. So, in order to fill the void, I thought I would have wrestling vlogs here on this Blip channel, just so that you get my general honest thoughts. First of all, what is the future of Raw Down Rebound as in regards to what's going on? Well, everyone knows the position that Skype is on in regards to Microsoft cancelling or disabling the third-party plugins as of December in a few weeks, which, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't agree with Microsoft's business decision, but given their penchant for making poor business decisions, like with the Xbox One, digital rights management issues, and not being able to play most of your back catalogue from the 360, it wouldn't surprise me if Microsoft does do a backpedal on this, but I'm not going to hold my breath. So I'd like to say that myself, Oni, and the L-Man will finish Season 7 of RDR. What happens in regards to a Season 8 is a case of stay tuned, because we really don't know what's going to come of Season 8. Now, what are my general thoughts on the WWE product as it stands? Well, everyone knows that I want to get out of reviewing Monday Night Raw, simply because I feel the product is now terrible. It's just awful to watch. I mean, if you were to ask me what would I think of an episode of Raw from 99 to 2004, I'd say it was one of the best things that they ever had. Now, when I come home from work on a Tuesday after, Raw's been recorded and whatnot from the night before, I dread coming home every week now to Raw, because I know I've got 3 hours of torture ahead of me. Now, Random DCE saw all this coming a good year, well before Raw 1000, because let's not be about the bush. They don't care about giving us wrestling anymore. They'd rather give us forced product placement, Michael Cole to not call the matches, and, to shove Randy Orton and John Cena in our faces. Cena, the person, I've said this time and time again, Cena, the person, got no issues with. He's a respectable and noble individual for what he does with the Make-A-Wish Foundation to grant over 300 wishes for kids that are terminally ill. Much respect. Cena the character, the whole faux Superman thing, I've said it time and time before, just let him have some charisma. Let him be the Doctor of Thugonomics. I mean, obviously it has to be tweets because it's a PG environment, but if SmackDown from 2 weeks ago is anything to go by, it's like, let Cena be, that charismatic and in-your-face superstar, but in PG, and it does work. I mean, calling Jack Swagger like Biff Tannen from Back to the Future, I thought that was one of the more entertaining things Cena has ever done since becoming the PG, Superman of the WWE. Then, of course, we come to Randy Orton. Orton, as an athlete, he's one of the best I've ever seen. I will not sugarcoat that. Randy Orton is a tried and tested thoroughbred in World Wrestling Entertainment, but his persona needs an overhaul, and it's just his attitude outside of the ring I've got disagreements with. Triple H. Where do I begin? Now, Triple H, the athlete, a 13-time world champion, a 5-time World Heavyweight Champion, an 8-time WWE Champion, 97 King of the Ring, 2002 Royal Rumble winner, the athlete, one of the best that has ever stepped foot in the ring, the personality. You know it's bad when I would rather watch Lance Storm over this guy. The problem with Triple H is even when Triple H is not performing in the ring, Triple H seems to think that we need to see him put over more than the active talent roster. And I can say from experience as a fan, that's not what we want to see. I mean, even when Austin was the co-GM of Monday Night Raw, or even the Sheriff, which I thought was a little bit weird in 2004, but at least we had Austin on TV. He didn't overshadow the talent. Austin knew his place. After getting out of the ring with The Rock after their 3rd match at WrestleMania and knew that his time was up, he had to realize this is his time to step away. But Triple H, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Triple H is the modern day Hulk Hogan. Triple H just cannot get out of the way. And when you get him squashing people like Daniel Bryan, I mean, Daniel Bryan is one of the best pieces of talent to be given a push in, I don't know how long. You know, his push from this year rivals CM Punk of 2011, and what CM Punk did then, you know, that was like the freshest thing that we had had in a long time. And Triple H seems to think, you know, oh, the fans need to see me in front of the camera and cut all these over long promos. No, Triple H, we want you to step away. Just step away. You know, I would rather see Vince McMahon come out and cut long-winded promos, because at least Vince McMahon is entertaining. Triple H puts me to sleep far more easily than Randy Orton ever could. My name is Randy Orton. It's like, Triple H, it's best for business. What's my line? You know, we're sick of it. And Steph, I don't really have any gripe with, because this is like her first major on-screen appearance on TV in a very long time. So I can't really begrudge that too much. But I will be bluntly honest when I say this. Steph needs to stay away from the microphone. 10 years ago, when she was the SmackDown GM, I didn't have a problem with her, because I think they'd been giving her vocal lessons of how to speak. Because when she was on TV, before she disappeared after March, April 2002, it was like a really nasty, whiny voice, whereas when she came back as SmackDown GM, it was hardly there. Now it's got a really raspy, slightly whinier, older tone in her voice, and it's just like, no, we don't need to see you on camera. She's not being, you know, that really whiny, over-pampered daddy's little princess persona that she had from 99 until 2002. I mean, I'm glad that that's gone, but now, you know, when she comes and, you know, on screen buries divas like Caitlyn and AJ, and word to my understanding is that she is allegedly, and like I say, I'm only treating this with a grain of salt, she is allegedly been given a wrestling contract. So wouldn't surprise me in any shape, form or fashion we get to see Stephanie as the Divas Champion in the future. And that just personally kills the credibility of the Divas division when you've already got more than capable divas like AJ, Caitlyn, Tamina, Layla and Natalya, but they don't push them. And you give them something like Total Divas. I mean, do we really need an overrated, third-rate piece of reality TV crap when TV is already littered with this unwanted TV genre? I mean, not being funny, this is one of the main reasons I switched off from TV on a regular basis 7 years ago, because they think reality TV, that's what the people want to see. No. TV producers, I'm going to make it real simple for you. This is reality. This is escapism. We want to be over here in escapism because it makes us forget reality over on this side. Reality is dull, reality is boring, reality is putrid, reality is depressing. Fantasy and escapism, you can have it however you want it to be. And that is, and it's just, like I say, same thing, in regard, another regards why I don't watch TV is, you know, soap operas are more over the top than the WWE, if you can believe that. The other main reason the WWE has got major problems is they are not putting importance onto the titles. Steve Austin himself once said, if you're not here to win the world title, you have no business being here. Now, when Steve Austin was the WWF champion, not WWE, because when he was world champion in WWE, it was the World Wrestling Federation, so what I'm saying it counts and therefore is legitimate. When he was there, the WWF title was the centerpiece. That was his purpose. That was what he craved, what he needed. Not just as, you know, for story purposes, but the actual person himself, that was what he was there for. He craved that world title. He wanted it. That was his purpose. Same thing with The Rock in some ways. Rock nowadays, he's just there just to plug his Twitter page and to whatever movie he's doing. I'm sorry, Rock, but it's true. I still think you're one of the greatest talents on the microphone. I will not belittle you for that. The only person that is either on level with you or slightly above is Chris Jericho, because Jericho is amazing. No matter what wrestling era it's in, whether it's the Attitude Era, whether it's the Ruthless Aggression era, even in the PG era, Jericho just gets over with the fans easy because he's Y2J. He knows how to make it work. He moves with the times. He evolves with the times. Another one that doesn't seem to be too affected by the PG era or the modern era is The Undertaker. Now, I made the point of saying this to Random DC a while ago, that Taker is unaffected and unfazed by this, because if you look back to when he debuted around 1990 and to when he won his first WWF title against Hulk Hogan at the 91 Survivor Series, Taker's presence and his character, yeah, it's evolved over the times, but when he came back as the Phenom, he was pretty much back to coming back full circle, and with the Taker, he's just there, come in, do a match, get up to another world title, reign for a while, have a feud with someone else, and then go back to, you know, just making sure his WrestleMania streak is intact. Now, with Taker only being here once a year now, which is a shame, because I think they could still get much more out of that character's runtime, but it is what it is. I feel like I say, they could still do more with him, but his character, the way he is now, it's timeless. Because there are people, you know, today that still chant his name, and at WrestleMania 29, and on Monday Night Raw, the night after WrestleMania, and on the SmackDown after WrestleMania, they all chanted, "You've still got it." And it's true. The other problem that WWE has got is they won't push new talent. WrestleMania 21 was the last time they ever put titles on new guys, of which were John Cena and Batista. And CM Punk is the only guy to have broken through in recent years. I kind of compare CM Punk's run and rise to the top with Goldberg from WCW, you know, and this is the problem. WWE has become WCW, whether they wish to acknowledge this or not. Goldberg was the only guy to be given a break when you had the likes of Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Ric Flair, and Nash getting new runs, but Goldberg was the only one to break through and rise to the top. And in the case of CM Punk, you know, from 2005 until 2011, there weren't really any new guys being pushed. CM Punk breaks through, and it's like, we like this guy. I mean, with the infamous pipe bomb at the end of June in 2011 on Raw, which was a Raw Roulette from Las Vegas, I might add, CM Punk lampshaded everything that we were all thinking, and we're like, we dig this guy now. You know, he is saying what we're all thinking. And what is CM Punk doing now? After getting done with the feud with Paul Heyman, he's now feuding with the Wyatt family. CM Punk is World Championship material. This is the guy that reigned for 434 days as WWE Champion from Survivor Series 2011 until Royal Rumble 2013. Your longest World Champion in 25 years, yet you'd rather push Randy Orton, who has a history of not playing ball with the company, has failed 2 wellness tests, and doing other questionable things outside of the ring. I'm not going to get into any of that because, you know, time and a place. But it is a big problem when they'd rather go with the tried and tested formula rather than push new talent and take, you know, calculated risks rather than risks for risk's sake. You know, this was one of the main reasons why WWE won the Monday Night War with WCW, because they actually pushed fresh new guys. Now, they're not doing that. They'd rather stick with the old guard and just push the same old guys over and over again, and you wonder why some of the new guys up and go. Another thing I just want to call a little bit of hypocrisy on. You get Bruno Sammartino inducted into your Hall of Fame for the way the company has bettered itself with its drug and wellness policy, which I do agree had to be done. But around the time that Bruno agrees to go in, Jack Swagger gets arrested for a trunk full of weed in his car, and he is not slapped with a wellness violation. He did go to court to answer for what he did, but they don't penalise him. Aha. This is what we call hypocrisy. Now, one question that some people have been asking is, in regards to the situation with Skype, is RDR's future looking bleak? Sadly, yes. We don't know how we're going to get the recordings done, so this is a case of, you know, a trial by error motif, but Season 7 could be our last. I just want to make this clear. We would like to do a Season 8. It also depends on how bad the product has gotten, because I've made it very clear in recent weeks I want nothing to do with Monday Night Raw. SmackDown I've got no issues watching, because SmackDown to me at the moment is the superior product. When you get only an hour and a half to watch, it's a lot easier to digest. There's no forcing of the WWE app. There's no product placement commercials that they force down us, and there's actually more wrestling on there. But I have stated that if I do come back to the wrestling review community, if RDR calls it time at the end of Season 7, then naturally I would take some time off and go off and do other projects. But if I do come back to the wrestling review scene, it will be to watch and review SmackDown only. And if I do, it will be called Smackback. Like I say, the main reasons for that is, like I say, I want nothing to do with Raw. Not whatsoever. I just think Raw is just terrible to watch these days. How Muse has been able to stomach it for so long, I don't know. Hey, by the way, Muse, you're a great guy for doing what you've done with Raw reactions. I love it. But to me, SmackDown's the place to be. That's just my personal, honest opinion. If you don't agree, hey, that's cool. But, yeah, if I do come back, it will be to review SmackDown only. And also, like I say, the complications with Skype are not helping whatsoever. Right, well, this has been, let's call it the Ring Logs. This is episode 1 of the Ring Log, and this is just me getting getting some of this out of my system, and who knows, maybe I'll do this as a weekly thing. But until next time, 1, 2, 3, show's over.